So I'm out there, we're walking, walking the dog, whatever. I literally see, so there's the coffee shop across the street from us has a little parklet thing, whatever. They built out into the street so they could have outdoor dining, cool, whatever. So I see this man literally like dive behind the parklet like it's a freaking, like he's, protecting himself basically, or like shielding himself from something. And I'm just like I wouldn't have noticed him until I saw like this object, just go vroom. And I was like, what the hell is like, who's, and I'm looking around like, who's this man hiding from? And then I see him like, I'll reenact it actually.
Okay.
I see him slowly
listening. Yeah, go on.
Trying to come up like this, and I'm like, okay. And then he has a folded up, those folded up lawn chairs that moms and dads bring to soccer games. He has it like up on his shoulder like this, and he's like looking. What? And he's like, boom, but without saying it. And he's like, literally pretend like this man was in Call of Duty. And it's like, sir, you're in downtown Long Beach. I don't know what spirits.
Was he like on something or?
He obviously.
Well, I don't know. Like, some people are just crazy. Like,
hey, they were giving out free crack pipes. He might have got it.
So he's like, literally, he's homeboys in Call of Duty, and everybody else is in Long Beach. Okay, everyone else is downtown Long Beach. He's playing Call of Duty. I don't know what spirits are after him or what imaginary friends are after him, but he was literally like posting. I'll send you guys the video. He was posting up behind the building, like in like these alcoves, and then like looking out. And so I'm observing the situation, and I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of funny. He seems relatively harmless because people were walking by him and he like wasn't even phased, and like he wasn't ever aiming his folded up lawn chair at anybody in particular, So it's just kind of like, obviously that's not normal behavior, but it's just kind of like, all right, you seem pretty harmless. You're kind of just doing your own thing. Cool. And
you should have intervened. You should have walked over and been like, sir, I noticed you're trying to evade someone or something. Can I be of any assistance?
No, because then he would have hit me with that fucking chair and it would have been on. And then I'm the asshole that fights a homeless crazy person. No, I'm not doing that shit.
So have you taken, do you take your dog the same route everywhere you walk?
Yeah, I mean, there's like 3 different ways to get out of my house. Like, you can go in the alley, or you can go out the front, or go out the side, or go through the garage. So I went through the garage, and then fast forward, I'm walking the dog. I was like, okay, this is boring now. You're doing all the same moves. Like, how many times am I going to watch you dive behind your bunker?
You were upset. You were upset that the guy didn't entertain you for more than 3 minutes.
Pretty much. I was like, do something cool.
So will you be taking that route again or no?
I have to. It's literally across the street from me.
So this guy's posted up across the street from you?
Yeah, and then apparently he was in front of our building because my husband calls me like literally 5 minutes later. He's like, there's a guy out here pretending he has like a bazooka walking around. And I'm like, oh, I just walked by him. He's harmless. And my husband's like, no, this is like not. I'm like, I understand this isn't normal behavior, but as far as like crackhead crazies go, like he's harmless.
You're not one of these overly trusting people. Like, I'm with your husband on this. He's not harmless.
No, I stayed across the street. I didn't go across the street to where he was. I stayed across I kept a 2-lane distance between us. I wasn't like, oh, let me go get up in this man's face.
At what age do you think we stop trusting people like that? In a like when you're younger, you're like, oh, this is funny. Now when you get older, you're just like, okay, this guy, I need to like get it far away.
I apparently haven't hit it yet, so I don't know. I'd have talked to him.
Why would you like? He could just stab you and that'd be the end.
I think you're gonna take that fear to the face to be upset.
It's extreme on both ends. It all comes down to how you want to live your life specifically. I choose to live in the fast lane. So listen, this is what could happen. He could be a complete psychopath and murder me where I stand.
Right.
Or I'm going to go on the most awesome adventure that I've ever had in my life. And I'm at this man's mercy. He's going to figure out what we're doing. Right. Mm-hmm. I choose to believe that it's going to go right instead of left.
You don't watch enough like crime shows and ID Network. That's your problem. You don't see enough things.
No, or you can look at it the other way, or you watch too much of it.
I'd rather be aware and I play the numbers.
Yeah, well,
but they put the most extreme cases on there.
So what?
No, not all the time.
Yeah.
when you live in
I
like
don't listen. I've never seen a 3-minute episode. This guy walked up to this guy and he killed him, and we found him 5 minutes later. Episode over.
It's like I say, it never happens to you till it happens to you.
You've literally never said that.
Yes, I
Just
say
right now.
But so here's the thing: when you live like in a downtown metropolitan area, like there's like different levels of crazy crackheads. There's like the friendly neighborhood one where it's like, all right, there's the one like you almost get worried when you don't see them. It's like, shit, I hope someone didn't come and kill you in the middle of the night, or like, you didn't get like your ass whooped. And then there's the ones where it's like, oh, that one's a fucking screamer and is gonna cuss you out for no reason, just walk away, walk the opposite. And then there's the ones where it's like they're doing some off the wall stuff, but they're so consumed in their own world that they're not paying attention to you or what's going on around. Their awareness of the outside world is very slim, so they're more involved with themselves and they are worried about you. So again, it's not someone you want to approach because clearly they're not in the right state of mind. But it's also, as far as like the threat level goes, it was like a medium threat because at any moment he could just haul off and swing that thing around. But I'm also like going to keep my distance from this man since he thinks he's in freaking Fallujah or wherever.
So you approach these people as like, let sleeping dogs lie, kind of.
Yeah, like they sleep in our alley all the time, and it's just kind of like, all right, I get it. If that's where you feel safe, cool. It's when they start screaming.
You ever give them breakfast?
Some of them I'll feed. Like the ones that you can tell. Like what's interesting too is you can tell like
stray cats, right?
No, not all of them. Is that there's some people that are out there, and it's like you can tell they're just down on some hard times, and like this is not their permanent situation. Like this is like one guy. I was like, oh, you must be new in this neighborhood. Like, I haven't seen you around. He's like, yeah, I have stuff going on at home. Like, I was like, okay,
out here on the streets
or whatever. And I was like, no, I didn't leave out treats. I was like, I brought him a blanket or whatever, and went and got him some food. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home in a couple of days. I just needed to get out of my house. I was like, oh, okay. And then he was gone.
On the street, I don't understand.
Sometimes that's all you have. That's some people's only option.
Like, hold on, though. But if you own a home or rent an apartment, at least you have the money. You could go get a
what I'm assuming probably happened, but here's what happens though sometimes is, let's say it's a domestic dispute. All right, cops show up. What usually happens is you can go to jail or you guys can separate. Right. That's usually what it is. And this is like peak COVID, so a lot of shelters were, not really taking people in. So I'm assuming, and again, this is just all what I'm assuming just based off of what I know. So what probably happened was it was probably a domestic dispute. Cops were like, one of you can go to jail or one of you needs to leave. Which one is it going to be? So I'm assuming that's probably
going to jail.
Right. Well,
Brian's more skeptical about situations like this. I'm more progressive. I think that everyone needs a second, third, fourth, ninth chance, and you shouldn't judge people. And Elly, I think you're very nice to bring them a blanket because I honestly don't think I would do that.
Yeah, and I got him food, and then literally he was gone within like.
Hold on. Back up just a little bit. What? That was such a hypocritical statement. Everything you said. So I believe in giving people 2, 3, 9 chances, but I wouldn't give them a fucking blanket.
Yeah, well, I'll give them a chance, but then I get my blanket. I mean, I never said I'd give them a blanket. I give them a chance. Well, I'm not gonna judge what they're doing. Like that's what they do. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, Elly, you talk about adventures. Brian, why don't you quickly touch on the adventure where you stumbled in Seaside into the Russians arm wrestling match?
God, that's so crazy you bring that up. I swear to God, I was thinking about that.
How do you?
Elly already thinks we're weird as shit here in New Jersey.
No, I don't think that. I think you're making this up. That's like that.
We've never made a story up on this entire show. That's a fact.
That's like weirdly specific and out there.
Yeah, I wasn't involved because. This is the story before Brian tells it. This is where I would have been like, yeah, I'm out, guys. I'll head back and not die.
It was a huge mistake.
Huge mistake.
Russians are crazy.
We were staying down. We got a house for the week. When was that?
08 or 09? 09 or 10. 09 or 10.
Now I gotta look up. Wait, Seaside, like New Jersey?
Yeah, like the Jersey Shore where it's set. Like where that. Yes, sadly. Yeah.
Exactly like.
Yeah.
No, so we had gotten a house down there for the week, and it was a bunch of people. This wasn't the Ortley house.
No, it was the year before.
Yes, you're right. So we had gotten a house. I think we had like 12 or 15 people in it, but it was like a double level house. It slept like fucking 20 people. and we were like a block away from the beach. So one night we're drinking and we all decide that we're going to go walk up to the boardwalk because it was like a 15-20 minute walk down the road.
Summer or is this winter?
Summer.
This is summertime. So a bunch of us leave, and it was people that like, I think people came for the night. Like, Scott, were you there for the night?
No, I was there for the week. I just wasn't stupid enough to go out with you hooligans.
Yeah. So a bunch of people came for the night, and they were all like, because we had been there for a couple days already. We went up to the boardwalk a bunch of times. Nobody really wanted to go, but they're like, "Oh, let's go," because it was the only night that they were going to be there.
Not even the Casino Pier.
The rides.
No.
Breakwater Beach Water Park.
No, those are so unsafe.
Casino Pier Arcade.
Ryan was probably safer with the Russians arm wrestling than going on a ride. That's
So we had spent a good portion of the night drinking and all day. It was everyone's drunk. So we go up to the boardwalk, obviously, to not do anything. I don't think we weren't 21 yet, were we?
Yes, we were. One person wasn't.
Yes, you're right. So we went up. We were all going to the bars. So we hung out in the bars for a little while, and had to have been around like 11:30, 12 o'clock. We're like, all right, let's start walking back. So as we're walking back, like, you get to the end of the boardwalk, and then you have to walk down on the street, and it's like there's a bend around a corner. So keep in mind, like I said, we've been drinking all day, all night, so everyone's fucked up. So we're just like stumbling all over the place, talking about stupid shit, laughing, just being loud, being a bunch of obnoxious, like 20-something-year-olds. So
from the Jersey Shore, bitch.
Yeah. Sadly, it was like right when that show got popular. Yeah. So like literally right when it got popular. Yeah.
So
I want pictures.
We come down off the boardwalk onto the street, and we're walking around a corner. And like, we were joking around, and we were like, oh my God, could you imagine if like somebody's having a party and we could just like wander into the house, like, and get in somehow. And like 5 minutes after that, we walk up and there's a house right on the corner. And like, you see all the lights on, mad loud music. There's people outside, and we're like, oh fuck, there's a party. And like, when I get drunk like that, like, I'll just do things on a whim. Like, if I don't drink, I'll think about it and be like, I don't know if this is a good idea. But like, if I'm drinking for entertainment purposes, if something hey, somebody do this. Okay.
At that age, yes. Now you don't really drink.
And now not as much.
Yeah. Thank God. I don't know if I'd affiliate with you if you were still like that.
What's a Jersey roll?
So.
What do you mean?
It says Jersey roll. It's got a pig. Jersey's oldest tradition's pork roll. What's a pork roll?
Pork roll, egg, and cheese. You never had a pork roll, egg, and cheese?
Ew. No.
Oh, God. It's the greatest sandwich.
Totally different.
Go on, Brian. Yeah, go on, Brian.
All right. So we come around the corner. We see this house, see people outside, loud music and everything. We're like, oh, shit, there's a party. And I was like, fuck it. Let's just walk in. And I think I forget who exactly was there.
I know it was the bear and
both.
Yeah, both bears. That's what we'll go with. Just both kids who have both our friends who have nicknames of bears. That's it.
Are they like thick, hairy gay men?
No, they're just their name kind of rhymes with bear names, so we just call them that. Like polar, like so not that, but grizzly, things like that. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just start walking into the house, and they all follow me. So we walk up. And there's a bunch of dudes because there's like a deck. You have to walk up steps to get to the house because it's on like stilts. So there's a bunch of dudes at the bottom of the stairs, and we walk over, and we're just friendly. We don't like come off weird or anything. Like we're trying to fight. We're like, hey, my God, what's up, guys? Like, you're having a party. Like, we just came from the boardwalk. We were drinking all night, blah, blah, blah. So we start bullshitting with these guys. But the thing is, they're all just kind of staring at us, and we're like all talking at once. And then they start to talk, and they are full on 100% Russian, like thick ass accents. Like you can barely understand them. And like, it was weird because when the kids started talking, it was like me and everyone I was with kind of just were like, oh, we shouldn't be here. Right.
Time to cut off a finger.
So they're they're outside and we're talking and they're like, oh, you are Americans. You are Americans. You are strong. And we're like, yeah, I guess so. Right. Now, mind you, we're still outside. So the one kid goes, if you're so strong, you could arm wrestle right now. And we're like, yeah, like joking around, thinking that this kid's like just kidding. Right. But like you could tell as he's saying it, he has this sense of Russian pride. Like, I'm going to fuck these American kids up.
Good for him. Such a
And
gift.
yeah, whatever, man.
In.
Whatever. But like it was super intimidating because we're all drunk, we're all just hanging out, laughing, bullshitting, and we come across this fucking party of all these Russian dudes. So then the next light goes off, and we're like, oh, he's just like fucking around, whatever. And we're like, oh, I wonder if there's like girls or anything up there. So I go to the dude, if I arm wrestle you, can we come into your party and can we drink? And they're like, yes. He's like, yes, if you beat, you come in. And I was like, okay, right? Yo. And I was like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm like fucking giant muscular. I'm pretty strong, right? And I'm like, I should be able to fucking hang with this kid at least because like they all had their shirts off. First off, none of them had a shirt on. They all just had shorts and no shirts. And everybody looked the exact same. They would have these little pot bellies, but like you could tell they were just fucking
They were just men. They were just men.
But they were children. They were children. Right? So I'm looking at this kid, and like I said, he's got a little pot belly. He's fucking got his little shoulders, but nothing like intimidating to me, right? So there's like a little part where this banister is, and he goes, okay, put hand up. And I was like, all right. So I put my arm up, and he just fucking blocks.
No, wash his hands first.
When he grabbed my hand, oh, this is way before all that. So he grabs my hand and just crushes my knuckles. And I wasn't ready for it. So I'm like, right. And I'm like, all right, I can't pull out now because he wouldn't let me go. So I grabbed his arm and he goes, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3. And then we start to go. This kid, it was like trying to bend a steel beam. It was unbelievable how strong he was. He was looking around at his friends. I was totally embarrassed. I feel like I let down America. He looked around at his friends, smirked, and then takes my wrist and just goes like that and puts it right down. And I'm just like, that was a fucking waste of time. That was embarrassing, right? So he laughs. They're all kidding around. He's like, I'm fuck with you. You come up, you drink, right? So we're like, oh, all right. Now we're going to go inside. Right? We're going to see how this pans out. So we walk up, and like I said, we don't know nothing about these people. We walk up, we go inside. We walk into this dirty ass little kitchen, and there's at least 18 more of the same looking Russian kids, all shirtless, all just holding bottles of vodka. And we don't know what to do because we're friendly with the ones that are behind us that are not in the house yet, but we are not friendly with anyone in this shirtless room, right? So we kind of look around and we kind of get nervous, and something came over me in like the first couple minutes we were there. Like the kids walked up finally and they were like, oh, pour them drinks, blah, blah, blah. And like one of them gave me a drink. I looked at the cup and I was just like, there was something in me that happened. It was just like, don't drink this. They're going to steal your organs. They are going to knock you guys out and steal your organs. You're outnumbered. You got to get the fuck out of here. So I turned to everyone I'm with. Now, keep in mind, like I said, there's like 18 ones that were up there, and there was like fucking another 10 that were outside with us that are behind us. So now we're like fucking 30 deep, and we're fucking 5 of us. And we're stuck towards like the back corner, like the doorway is across the fucking way. There's a big table that's in the middle that they're playing like beer pong on or flip cup or something. But like they're just all in the way, and they all were the same as this kid, like just little guts, but like you could tell they would fuck you up. Like you don't stand a chance. So I turned to one of the people I'm with and I was like, dude, we got to get the fuck out of here. They're going to steal our organs.
Yeah, not you talking, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to say exactly who it was, but
say it.
I got him It was Glicos. I got him to agree with me. And he goes, we should get the fuck out of here right now. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, how are we going to do it? And we're like looking around because we all can't just be like, all right, guys, see you later. Because what if like something fucking happens? We couldn't get away from all these people. Right. So I go to the one kid. I'm like, oh, where's your bathroom? I got to pee. And he goes, oh, over there. And it's like near the doorway where we came in. So I start to like wiggle my way out, and I go into the bathroom until everyone kind of turns around. Then I go back out and literally go out the door. And that's how we all got out.
Do you understand
and then as soon as we got outside, we just fucking ran.
You understand, like, no one knew where you were. There was that's a case where you could have just been killed and disposed of, and no one would have like ever found you.
Oh, looking back on it now,
it's the dumbest decision. Like,
I mean,
yeah, especially when you realize there's like 30 of them. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, you know what the thing was? I mean, we're assuming the worst. I mean, I was terrified in that moment. I don't know why that thought came across my head.
It was a fun night at the end of the day. You had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was an adventure.
Right.
But it could have ended poorly.
Very.